Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to do a very controversial book unhaul. I'm getting rid of some very popular booktube books and I'm ready to spill the tea. I think this is going to be a quick video because I'm only unhauling a few books, but I just don't want them on my bookshelves anymore and I want to buy new books, so this is always a good excuse to clear out my bookshelves, so I get some more space for all the new books I want to buy. Let's start with the less popular unhauls, because I have two very popular unhauls that I'm going to get rid of. So let's start with the non-popular and leave the tea till last. The first book I'm going to get rid of is Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. This book was only a 3-star book for me, I think. It basically follows this boy called Jack who one night meets a girl, Kate, at a party. But then all of a sudden he wakes up and he's reliving the same day over and over again, and it's basically a plot about trying to save Kate's life as she has sickle cell, that's the word. So he's trying to save her life, and a tagline is basically, what would you do to save the people that you love? And I just found this plot very, very repetitive. It was just a mediocre book for me, and I want new books and I will never reread it, and I think it deserves a better home because I know some people do really, really enjoy this book. And yeah, if you didn't know, all my unhaul books go into a cardboard box and wait for me to take them to my local library. My local library is currently shut down, and not just due to COVID, it's been under works and renovation for quite a long time now, and I'm just waiting for it to reopen so I can donate all my books. So yeah, that's the plan. So they're not going anywhere bad, they're going to go to a local library to be donated, and that's the first one heading to a new home. The next book I'm unhauling is Date Me Bryson Keller by Kevin Van Whye. The reason I'm getting rid of this book is not because I didn't enjoy it. I actually really enjoyed this book, but the author actually plagiarized this entire story. It's actually taken from a Japanese manga called 7 Days, and I just don't want this book on my bookshelves for obvious reasons. I don't want to support the author, I don't want to own the book anymore. I did actually rate this book 4 stars, I really enjoyed it. There'll be better books out there that will fill my shelves that aren't plagiarized, so I'm getting rid of this one. The next book I'm going to get rid of is Bloom, which is a graphic novel by Kevin Panetta. This is a graphic novel, LGBTQ, where our main character's parents have a bakery, and the main character, all he wants to do is play music and move to London and start a band and make his career around music, but his parents need his help in the bakery. So he is tasked to find another person to basically fill his spot in the bakery so they still have the extra pair of hands that they need. And then he meets the love interest and he ends up staying, helping in the bakery and falling in love with the boy that he hired to help out in his replace. So yeah, this was a cute book, but I'm never going to reread it, and it's a hefty book to keep on my bookshelves for no apparent reason, so I'm going to unhaul it. All of these unhauls are just so I can get more space to add more books, so I can read more and own more books. It's basically the reason. But now we're moving into the segment of unpopular opinions when it comes to unhauling books. We'll start with The Tamest, because I know India, from what India read, absolutely loves this book. And I'm sorry I didn't feel the same way, and that is Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzales. This book is a Grease retelling, as in the movie Grease retelling. So it's set in a high school. I don't remember much else about it. I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't vibe with it. At the beginning, I think the Grease retelling aspect was really prominent and really strong, and I did enjoy the beginning half. But by the second half, I just lost interest, and I didn't really feel like it was a Grease retelling anymore, and I just lost interest in it basically, and I'm never going to reread it, so I'm going to... My boyfriend is calling me. He can wait. So yeah, I'm never going to reread it, so I'm going to put it in my unhaul pile. Now let's get into the serious unpopular opinions. I'm going to just show them both at the same time for extra pow! I'm unhauling Radio Silence by Alice Oseman and Get a Life Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. The tea! I didn't enjoy either of these books. I both gave them a mediocre 3 stars. I think Radio Silence could have even been bumped down to a 2, 2.5. I really didn't vibe with this book at all. It's basically about a main character who's very studious and she's very school focused. So when her favourite podcast reaches out to her to help her create the artwork for it, so she kind of forgets about school and starts to discover what she's really passionate in. And for me, I don't think that any of the characters really stood out, and I didn't really enjoy the plot, and it was just mediocre. And Alice Oseman's books really are doing that to me. They're really splitting me down the middle. I love Nick and Charlie and any book that features them, but all her other books are just, I don't get the hype. I didn't like Solitaire. I DNF'd I Was Born for This. I did enjoy Radio Silence. I have Loveless on my bookshelf. I haven't read it yet. I'm giving Alice Oseman one last try in her full novels, but then I might just give up and just focus on any book that she writes about Nick and Charlie. So that's that tea over with. And obviously, Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Everyone loves this book and I just don't get it. I don't. I love romance. I love contemporary. This usually would be right up my street. I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't really like Chloe as a main character. I thought the turning point of this book was very lackluster. Like, so the car drove past you when you almost stepped out on the street. I thought was a bit like, really? For you to then write I almost died. It's a bit like, it reminded me of when, in Friends, when a car backfired, but Ross thought it was a gunshot and he thought he had like this near-death experience and he almost died. It reminded me a bit of that, like way over the top and not necessary. So that didn't get me off to a good start with this book because it was like the first chapter. I did enjoy Red as a character though. I think his character development was really interesting and I was intrigued to see how his storyline ended up, hence why I continued reading it. Otherwise I think it would have been a DNF. So Red, thank you for kind of saving this book. But other than that, I didn't really vibe with the romance. I don't think I liked the writing style. And it was just, I don't want it on my bookshelf. I think someone else would enjoy this book a lot more than me, so I'm getting rid of it. And that's the unpopular opinion book unhaul. Very short video, I know, but I just wanted to film me unhauling some books and get it up for you guys because I know a lot of people are interested in why people unhaul books. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know any books that you haven't liked that have been really, really popular on BookTube, and we'll just have a little rant about all the popular books because I do think sometimes BookTube hypes up books way too much than necessary and then gives people these really high expectations and they just disappoint. And I think that's what happened with Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I think if it hadn't been for the hype, I might have actually enjoyed it a bit more. But everyone was saying that it was so incredible and so amazing. I just didn't get that vibe and therefore it felt really lackluster for me. So let me know which popular books on BookTube you didn't enjoy and I'll see you in my next video. Make sure to check the description box below for all my social medias and extra magical links. And I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.